Okay. Alright, guys. Now, I'm very upset, okay? Very upset. Okay. The narcissist is a fucking piece of shit or a piece of work. Let me tell you, okay? And he's not a narcissist now that I thought about it. I really am convinced now. See, I'm not an expert or anything. But this motherfucker, sorry, but I'm angry, is a narcissistic sociopath. This was also told to me by one of his girlfriends that I had to deal with. Okay, before I got divorced. She called him a sociopath. I thought that was a little extreme. I don't know why, because the motherfucker's so violent. He is so violent and manipulative and like crafty in things that he does. It makes sense now. So instead of me dealing with a fucking narcissist, which, you know, I kind of have experience with my parents being that, this motherfucker's a sociopath, bro. I graduated to a fucking sociopath. After this motherfucker, a psychopath. I dated a psychopath after him. And even his mother fucking sent me records of his psychological reports. So yeah, once I figured out that the guy I was dating was a psychopath, I planned my escape from there, which I did successfully, thank God. Well, I don't even know, because the motherfucker's probably still stalking me. I don't know, but I'm afraid still of him. But the problem I'm having is with my fucking ex-husband, which playing stupid games with me. I made a mistake by calling him yesterday because he wanted to tell me I do not have any access to the kids anymore. It's time for school. Ooh, he has to keep up that facade of his, you know, just always threatening the court and shit. And I'm just like, see, there's no compassion for me having to travel over here and spend as much time as I can with my own kids. No compassion over anything, that I pay child support every month. Nothing. It's like I am painted to be this villain in this weird play of his movie script. But so the guy, so I had to call him. I knew I shouldn't have called him because he just gives me a lot of anxiety and stress and just frustrates me till no end and makes me upset and causes me to get angry. So when I went to go over there, oh no, I don't know where, because I happened to see his girlfriend, his car there a few times. I don't talk to her. I don't care. I'm minding my business. So he doesn't like that I'm minding my business. Excuse me. He wants the drama to unfold between me and this moron. No, this would work if I wasn't already affected by you with the other people that you cheated on me with. That's came and gone. That happened already. I already went through, and I went back to him after the girlfriend that I found out he was cheating on me with, that she contacted me and everything, and she said he's a sociopath and all that, and I'm like, well, you know, he's pretty violent and all that. But then she backstabbed me and sent me pictures and videos of them having sex. So, alright, block her. But you know, I already went through my depression and my meltdowns and all that, and wanting to get him back, strangely. Whatever, I did all that because I believed the lies. Like, I believe that I caused him to cheat on me, and then I find out it's more than one time. It's just that one time I found out about. And another time that he mentioned to me when he was angry, but then he was like, oh no, I was just kidding, I never did that or something. But I know now that's the truth, and he really did that while he was on the road working. So that's okay. Anyway, I've been through a lot with him, and this is not like new to me. But not doing very well, physically and medically. I'm trying to gather my thoughts. So yeah, so he started that, like, oh no, you can't, you gotta contact me through email again. I'm like, what? We were just fine with the arrangement that now there's a problem because the girlfriend started showing up again. And they don't live together. He moved out. This is how you know the dummy is a good match for him. Because he moved out of her house and everything and somehow convinced her that they were going to be back together. These people are sick, insecure people. They must be like, I don't know. Anyway, so it was like, and then when I called them, I said, okay, I'm telling you, can I see the kids this weekend or something? Oh, okay, yeah, I want to make it so that you get 50-50 custody and you can take over the apartment. What? Whose apartment now? His apartment? Take over the lease on? No thanks, no thank you. No, because I remember being in Florida and trying to rekindle, I don't know why I'm thinking rekindle the fucking relationship with this guy that's sick and psychopathic or whatever, sociopathic and dangerous, you know, but he fooled me again, and we went back to Florida and got a place, and it was a nice place, and I was happy with it, and I was satisfied with, you know, raising the kids there, and then that's when he comes after me with all these things like, oh, I'm not paying the month of this month because you took more money out of the account without telling me or something. Like you took $100 more than you were supposed to. And he was back to his controlling, ridiculous ways. And I'm like, huh? Well, I already told you what I used the money for. You know, like I had to get things for the house. We have nothing in the house. It's a brand new place. We need to buy stuff. And it was like a big deal. And then he refused to pay the month's rent that I was taking care of it. And then he went on his way. He went out of town for work, and that's when he met this stupid girl. And he called her and he butt dialed when he was with her, so I could know that he was with her. I mean, all this is calculated. And then he called me drunk. Oh, you bet. Where are the kids? All these weird paranoid things. Like, where are the kids? They better be home. You better not be out. I'm like, what do you mean out? Like, they make this whole character of who you are, and then they just go off of that. Their view of you is this character, and they respond, react, and everything off of that. And it's so bizarre if you never experienced it. They will make you crazy if you don't know you do. And I've been many years going all over the place, back and forth, because this person. And then the lady gives us a 3-day notice, harassing me for money, and I'm like, well, I gotta wait for his money. You know, and then him threatening me, and then telling me to take pictures of the kids while they're sleeping to make sure that I'm not out with them. And then knowing, you know, having the PTSD from him being abusive just came back in full vengeance, and I left. I explained. I didn't leave irresponsibly. I told the landlord what was going on, and I signed myself out of the lease. And I went to my parents' house. I got my apartment right away. I actually just happened to walk by it, and it was available. And there's so many times, like I know that there's good and evil, and there's a God or something, because every time I'm in a bad way, but I'm working towards something good, I have an opening that shows itself a lot of times. The problem that happens is when I'm trying to keep the narcissist in the kids' lives and all of that, and the back and forth, and the way that they cause you these psychic attacks of negativity, like, because they already have in their mind this made-up version of you that absolves them from all guilt and absolves them from being a bad person, because they are bad people. Because why would you treat people this way and not feel remorse for it and keep doing it and not having remorse? You know, they're bad people. They just have shame or something in them, that they're so traumatized being shamed for things maybe in their past. The abuse, I believe abuse was very, very bad in their households to become something like that. is just impossible to take. They're very cowardly people. Shame, guilt, they cannot tolerate it. So they create a whole persona of themselves, and they could also edit out parts of this persona, whatever makes them look the best in the environment that they're in. They just camouflage themselves. They're chameleon like that, and this is very serious. You could see them physically. Everything changes about them, the way they talk, the way they dress, the occupation, the people they hang out with, the state they're living. This is a serious thing, and this is what I've been dealing with for so long, for 20 years now. Just giving the benefit of the doubt, trying to, every time it's supposed to be me that has to fix something, so I do it. I challenge myself, and I look into myself, and I'm like, you know what, maybe he's right about this. I didn't do it right, quite perfectly. So, so I always work on myself. I've always been this is how I know, and this is how I research and been able to figure out what he was, because it wasn't me. It wasn't me, and these things were minor things that are fixable. So I don't even know. I'm ranting now what I was talking about, but I don't know. I can't do that. I can't do this anymore. Now I'm being accused of being unstable. Okay, listen. Hey, wait a minute. He already charmed the courts and all that. There's evil involved here. The courts, even the friend of the court was kind of flirting with him, talking about how he would like him to make her a meal, because he's supposedly a chef now. Like, just because he worked in a food place means he's a chef. So, believe me, you wouldn't even believe the things that has happened to me. You wouldn't believe it. That's how I know there's something evil going on, and there's some good in the world, and there's evil. There's forces. Like, I feel like we're all puppets, and there's like a spirit of evil, there's a spirit of good, and they go into us. There's openings, for them to sneak in there. That's what I really think. And we can't see that physically. I mean, you can't see a lot of things. So why is this so... It's definitely possible, and it's probably true. So, like... And then I've been looking up things about like the hive mind and how they're all connected, this evil group. And society in general is a narcissistic construct. It's very, this is very evident if you're paying attention in your daily lives. Makes a lot of sense. Also, what did he say? Court system and all that, narcissistic construct. I'm not going to win in court. Okay, understand this. There's things online saying that all these people victory over the narcissist in court. No, it's not so. The only way that happens if you have a high-paid lawyer that understands the personality disorder, is well versed in it, and not only heard about it, but really understands it and knows how to manipulate the situation to favor the victim. Now, that's few and far between. There's not many of these professionals out there. They're just too lazy. They're too narcissistic as it is. They're part of the narcissistic construct. They're part of the hive mind, right? Okay, so the hive mind is like, I think this is real as well because of my own personal experiences about things that are very odd that they would connect together like that. Like, I was talking about with my person I'm renting from right now. She's a really good woman, very God. You can tell she's a true believer of God. Not just says they are a good person. And I was talking to her, and she's like, and then I'm talking about the custody thing. she brought it up first, the 50-50 custody, that I should have rights to them. There's no reason why I shouldn't have it. And then the next day when I'm talking to the narcissist, he comes out with saying, oh, I want to give you 50-50 custody. We never even talked about this. We barely even talk at all. You know, like, this is what the hive mind is. There's something connecting. It's very bizarre and startling to find this out, that we're really not alone and we're not the superior ones here. There's beings or something's more superior to us, controlling things, arranging things. It's a scary thing to accept, but you know, like let's say the religious, the churches don't really go into detail or really explain anything the way it should be explained. The way that they explain it is kind of like, well, there's a ruler above you who's superior, and you are the underlings, and you better do the right thing, because if you don't do the right thing, it's very simple-minded, because most people are simple-minded, they're lazy thinkers, you know, it's not really their fault. Society brings people up like this, parents and all that. They have to fall in line with society wants, or we'll be homeless, right? And not all of us are high IQ, say, to get out of situations that society puts us in and restricts us in life. But not all of us are strong enough to do that. So, okay, I understand that. They are taking advantage of people in the churches, giving them a wrong idea on what spirituality actually is, because it's very, very complicated, and people want to be fed easy to digest information, you know, whatever. That's what they program us to be like, for the most part, to keep everyone in line, I guess, you know. I don't know, but yeah, so that was very strange, and things like that have happened to me. Like, how does somebody know what it's very, very strange. Like, I was talking to somebody once in a job I was in. I'm like, hey, you know, she was like, oh, I wonder if you ever get this in, you know, this is very like a very antique Singer, I think it is, Singer sewing machine. Wow, I would love to find one of those in this place one day or something like that. It was like a very antique, old, very expensive one. I've never seen one before. I've never seen one in the place that I was working at. And the very next day is when I saw the Singer, an antique sewing machine right near where I was by the register, right in front of me when I walked into my job. Okay, this is not a coincidence, and I worked there quite a bit of times that we never receive anything like that coming in at all to the store. So things like that. It's like you speak certain things in to people, and then somehow it gets to somebody else within some kind of invisible system. It's I don't know. I have more examples of that. I can't think of it, but these are my examples I remember offhand. But this it's very scary and creepy, and I guess only certain people pick up on these things because some of us are more spiritually connected, I guess. I think they call it like opening. Some of these new age people call it like opening your third eye or chakra or something like that. You know, stuff like that. So spiritual seeing that no one else sees, or they don't want to see it. They're not sensitive to it. And I know I am. So, but it's very, very tiring and draining because I don't know how to connect the dots a lot of times, and I get off track, derailed, especially by the narcissist is just a fucking demonic presence in my life. Every time I have to speak with him or see him, something goes wrong, or I just lose grasp of reality. It's terrible. So now the narcissist wants to claim unstable. I would pay him all the way, not $1,000. I forgot how much to drive over here, because he will not even follow the court orders where you would have to drive 50, half and halfway to exchange children, which is a very stressful situation, a very impossible in a way. It's not likely to be successful. And because the narcissist will be like, oh yeah, we gotta do the 50-50 thing. And then he'll text me, okay, well, tell me when you wanna meet up halfway on a text so we can prove it in court. And then on the phone, it's like he forgets that I either said that or that he won't answer the phone, or things like that. So I know for that happening, I had to come over here and see what the hell is happening and going on. Because I have no idea. I've been prevented by the courts to gain access to certain things. And my lawyer was actually working for the courts, the government. I paid him so much money to. He really extorted me because the services that he offered me were subpar and part of the government agency. And he wasn't supposed to be charging me that much money, but I was desperate and coronavirus thing, the court was on the Zoom meetings, and they're like 10 minutes each. Can't really do much in the meeting, say much. And then we're waiting for the lawyer that's supposed to represent you to speak on your behalf or object to the other party, and it never happens. And you're like, okay, what am I supposed to do here? I can't say anything. They won't let me speak. It's just, it goes from bad to worse, my situation. I'm really tired. I'm very, very, very exhausted and frustrated and tired. I already foresee situations that will be not to my benefit staying here in the state that this person decided to move to, and I'm unstable. Somehow the court will see I'm unstable. I can't even make this up. Because he already put me as a picture of somebody, I'm not sure, an abuser, maybe an alcoholic, I don't know. They come up with all kinds of things that usually that's what they are. Is what he is. He drinks a lot. He's always smoking weed. And he's an abuser, physically, and mentally, and emotional, and everything. I've been with him since I was a teenager. It's hard for me to disconnect with him. Conditioning, and plus my parents conditioned me to be a victim of predators, and they don't intervene because they're cowards, and then they poison my siblings against me, that I'm a troublemaker, or I don't want to be in the family, stuff like that. And it's just a lot for me to deal with, because I'm just a person that wanted family. I value that, and it was used against me by people like that, because I was just created or whatever. My mother had me because she wanted to spite her parents, because her parents were racist against Hispanics, and my father's Spanish, so that's one thing. Rebellious at 19 years old, and to get out of her abusive family and home life, which it was, because immigrants that come from other countries have a very tough time integrating and adjusting to American life, and Americans aren't very welcoming. They pretend to be, but they really don't care about immigrants that are from other countries. Like, we're lower than they are. look at me and they're like, oh, well, she's white. So they're very stupid in the way that they think. Like, oh, they think because of the color of your skin, you must be this, you must be that, or so I must be white. So don't ever show your ethnicity. Don't do that, or you'll get in trouble. And they find out and they catch on to it, and then they don't want anything to do with it. And it's like, oh, well, you know what? I'm not deviating from who I am, and I'm going to be true to myself or whatever, and I represent my heritage. And no matter where I am, that's how you retain your identity. Okay, you can't live in this world without an identity, because then you become one of ours. Right? Fake person. I'm not that person. I do not conform to whatever, whatever. I just won't. And that sometimes that goes against me, and it's used against me by others that like to conform to society or whatever. Like my ex is Dominican from a different country and conforms to the surroundings he's in. It's ridiculous. It's so phony and so like disturbing to see someone try to be something that they are not, and doesn't want to instill any of that into my children, which I want them to know about their heritage and their ethnicities, and like I grew up seeing. Like I said, my grandparents are immigrants, so I was raised, mostly with their